na yɛgyina so na yɛde abɔ mpaeɛ. Yɛn nyinaa yɛnim sɛ yɛ papa no makɔ Ghana aba a yɛde team a afei a ɛda yɛn anim yɛhyɛ ase a yɛde ɛbɛyɛ adwuma. Afei no mu nyinaa Brɔfo Kasem was equipping the church as an army to possess the nations. Sɛ asɔre no yɛtumi asiesie asɔre no ahyɛ asɔre no ma na biribiara asɔre no hia sɛ ɔsraani a ɔrekɔ ako a wɔbɛtumi akɔfa amaaman na Nyame asɛm so atumi asiesie Nyame asɔre. Na ɛhɔ no ɛna mafa biribi kakra ɛsiane sɛ week yi nyinaa nso yɛ national prayer conference anaa meeting ɛhɔ nenam. Na mafa biribi kakra yɛwɔ Canada yɛbɛn US yi deɛ megye di sɛ ɛyɛ ade a yɛtaate paa. Na me topic no ɛyɛ topic a me develop but anɔpɛ me ne ɔkyɛ ho kakra bi. Mato ne din wɔ Brɔfo Kasem sɛ stand your ground. Stand your ground. Gyina wo nan so. Gyina wo nan so. Literally yɛkyerɛ ase asan akyi. Ɛyɛ law a ɛwɔ US. Yɛn nuanom a motae tie US for mo cases, court cases. Your law be a friend. Stand your ground. Now, so stand your ground. You sign a friend. No duty to retreat. A new counsel was signed with you. A new counsel was signed with you. Now, what tell law anymore? Ni tia and say, "Mami, and kind of cacao for Casa and my trust you will." It's a law that provides the people that may use deadly force when they reasonably believe it is to be necessary to defend against deadly force. And that may kind of you know deadly force against deadly force. Mara yes US says we do baby. Now we situation a womb. Now fee say bibi ebitimi atoa ebitimi amwa hwere wo nkwa. You also have the right to use a deadly force. The tietia and say, ye GD4, ye Christopher. Yeni papa bi ko. Sa papa no Bible no say on not to say we're making sure so obi ahwease. O Christo somo a wa hyease ni. Obompa ye say mre bi bedru be bi o be hwease. Obompa ye say asem bi beto, obompa ye say enimguasie bi ebeba won chen. Obompa ye say be ye kra afi ento. Obompa ye sanka obenya akwanhyia bi a sa akwanhyia na wanya no on sɔre bi. Na ne America no ho asɛm yi enye unua bi a one ne tifie enye unua bi a one no wa asɔre na mmom Satan ana yetwi kasam satanic ɛna na no pay mi yi na di akyerɛw. Na sa lawyer me di aye me topic stand your ground. Yes our friend said the right of self defense. We o Christoni no e was say udru baabi a utimi defend wo. Utimi defend wo ku, utimi defend wo busua. Utimi defend wo adwuma e wo honhom fam. Na na no pay me hye bi kitwa bi na mama ya bɔ ho mpae. Na me twe wo adwen e gyina so say there is a day coming whether you like it or not. But main kind of bro from kakra. But see, every believer must prepare to stand his or her ground. To stand his or her ground against the day of evil. The day of evil. That is the day of trouble. We Christo name. I was so we see who said the tibia no. And maybe the one whether you like it or not. And it doesn't come once and gone. And my back couldn't call. Why say from a bonny be a bow. Now some from a bonny a boy in we Christo summon. And then none pay. And me and Mamma D said, no one says this topic. Martinity, stand your ground. The right to defend. Use a deadly force against a deadly enemy. Now your deadly force no empire. Your deadly force ya hutia ye tiwa manyame aso. Na mre ni do a ye be share the whole topic. Ya be kan Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6. Na kan quotation miensa, but me preaching be very, very brief. Ephesians chapter 6, the verse 10 to 13. Let's run my kind of bro. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against the flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in these heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, to stand. Inti utie brofuni ya verse 13. Hold on the topic in it. They say repeated in verse 13. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes and you may be able to stand on your ground. And after you have done everything, stand. After you have done everything, stand. Now making king me trash here ewo yan kasa ye twi mu. Ose bomonia se nyame akodie ni nyina verse 13 o hye ni nyina. Adentin ose hye nyame akodie. It signs us the day of evil comes, so that when the day of evils comes, say edaboneno eba. And in the Bible, now making it clear to us here, there is a day that will come in your life. And that day is described as the day of evil. A time will come, and maybe Baba Obako Hospital, Yabeka Seminia, when you're cancer, that is a day of evil. And for you to be able to stand against that deadly news, it is time to prepare for war. And that war is that bad news that is ahead of you. Sa bonina eban. Oh, hano akwadwum wo akohia papa bi. Papa no mpewa asem kra. Waye abom pa ya mpewa asem. That wotie ya ma kracha. Esi adwuma ne yempese ya no baby. That is a day of evil. Now because the day of evil is ahead of us. Enam sasa da boni bi ewo ya nimu a ebenti. Ena Paul warning Ephesians, as say near Ephesians, name nam nyame asem so ebe nkoko. Nyame ahotifo a yewo makin. Se ena boni bi eba. Na sa na boni ni eba nti bomodia se udi nyame akodie ni nyina ehye. Na makasa a big topic na no pay me ti won kakra bi. Nyame ma ho kwan at the right time. Ship next year mo a. Nyame de akwanja ba ebe kye ni nyina. Sa ena boni na ewo wanimu a ebenti. Also prepare for that. Now English ni use another word that Mesa can be. But see, so that you may be able to stand your ground. So Bruni use the word may. May no any 100% assurance. Medical define law no say the topic is coming from US. US no what's up that law. Now it provided that opportunity for you. So and maybe you face a deadly force. And it's another Bible no kind of verse 13 says, so that you may be able to stand. No be an offensive deadly force only park on otimi every toto. And no be an iron robbers about fear. Omutimi area no money na sabe ye jaho free of charge. No moko. If you were yetimi be free normal, ya say kun. Anything and normal be a almost listed our law money. It be a bodily harm, it be a kidnapping, it be a rape, it be a armed robbery. Some of my normal way in a serious crimes, that's our crimes in our face here. Ufi mufi enyankwa. Na no era na no pay o kind verse 13 na ono so eyi hintasem. So you may be able to stand on your ground. So it means that no crown is not 100% certain. So you need to prepare. No be an assembly etonwa otimi efiri mufi. Obawana ya mau phone call from Ghana. You see, hey, over papa ya one sorry. A bit in it that news na no no or say news now. Now said there is a day of evil that is ahead of us coming. That is why this morning we need to prepare. And I believe strongly, say we will prepare against that day of evil. Now that day of evil, no, medical idea hinta samachro. Say ebi betimi a report bi a wate call yes when a cancer. Ebi betimi a juma woko na wa for so many years. That ko call yes we you. Ebi betimi a obabi a wabon ho mpaya. But still, Abrabonia or Penoi or Yenoma a good numas. That is the day of evil, and you got to prepare. Yet the Yamiasi, oh, you're penning for Abrabom. So next year, 2022, we are being classified as an army of God. No biara oye army, no biara oye sojourning. You always have to prepare for a war. Meantime, my second quotation, and that's my main quotation. Okay, John chapter 10, verse 10a. For the purpose of this topic, John chapter 10, verse 10a. Also, the thief's purpose is to steal and kill and destroy. Or say for na yenenanya. Only the wouldn't team one so obewia no kum no say. Na enam so say for na yen na so obewia no kum no say. You need to stand your ground. Well, must all be do so you need to stand your ground. A day is coming and is fast approaching. And maybe but that bonibi by Dimrika bar or cell phone air warrior and ever say because of that you need to stand on your ground. Stand on your ground to defend this deadly force against your marriage. The prayer topic, if you don't know. And it's your bomb pie, no one baby. I wouldn't get a fan of that bomb pie. So the day of evil will come. And I'm saying, you need to stand your ground. And they can only stand your ground. Wait me a job and mamma so. She wouldn't yammy. I could tell you a shit. Now could tell you and come once. It sounds an opay exhortation. Yet, bomb pie. Now, one of the Akutadia, an opay, person in the edit trail. And they will not carry D. So Christian, you didn't quarry. You carry a greatest weapon I've ever seen. Now, most of them, I always tell myself. So Obiara originally mudium and no quarry. The only judgment against the truth is what we call time. Habibia a bitchin assessa no quarry ayemre. Say yadi assembly at all so. Say bibia ba na nipa say. Me a different one. But the truth is only one. And the only truth will be known as times progresses. And then an answer, Yabapabia, Yedenako for nearly 45 or 43 or 47 years with US. I feel you know. What a waste of time. Onye but case by and yakeka to Tumuswa, yeah. Yes, on one. Yedenako it took nearly 43 years for this man to be released. So that is the truth. At times it is painful, but it is one of the greatest weapons against the enemy. Nana pay yababon pay. Say a Christopher or self for no enman. Nane the answer will be real no kum. No, I say. And it's a would deal with or self for ya. Medican yin a diatress and you wouldn't when any tiffy you kum and I make come wasam. Name more self for na yin Satan or nam nipemu ayanajuma. One nano pay me yin a diatra. So he is already preparing a day of evil. And because of that, you need to stand your grounds. What kind of verse 11 now? Or can be says, stand against the devil's schemes. Other versions use the word strategy. You cast a strategy. Only pa kono bomodia bibia obetimi awini case and I'll bet me a business, you'll bet me a adibi. Now, no, Paul Korea or Chua Fiso, who may or say, they say, we are not ignorant of the schemes of the enemy. That is the strategies of the enemy. We are not ignorant because he have already made a provision. So we should prepare and put on the full armor of God against those strategies. Now, no pay about Pompai. So schemes, there are strategies, there are or cell phone. As she said, say ebeba ochina yenim. Say ebeba ansana fi akwe yenim. Medika anka say the day of evil is not just one day. O Christo ni unsohwe adeda wani menye na akope. Uti anye ya 1 week ubetimi ehia no multiples. Uti anye ya fe ubetimi ehia no multiples. Now those days you got to prepare. Those bad news you got to prepare. And say na me nuanom bi kasa. And I'm saying, prepare your mind. Some of us, we've always prepared our mind to embrace those days. So when you see the day of evil comes, you will not be able to stand your ground. And open me empire the mouth. Say nyamema mama sonya den. Oma okuma those days when they comes. You should be able to stand your grounds. Stand your grounds. And you can only do that when you've prepared ahead of time. The last quotation, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, the verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds. Akotade a yedi gina akoa no enye honam mu de. Nemo eri anwodi enam Kristo mu a yedi say no ma bia yourself for so. Now the word strongholds, maybe I may try strongholds as here, but the politics in the chair say, and I'm nipa betimi ati ase. The time eka say NPP almost stronghold. Ashanti region. And NDC stronghold a voter region. Near can as a trend say NDC aim said near Tibia they will win voter region. So Anna NPP soon means that near Tibia they will win Ashanti region. So says a mean mistake. Ashanti region seater a war. I think say NPP. They say NDC will be too. Jack and I know MPP almost 40 seats or so. Oko voter regions almost 30 something seats. NPP will move about 1 or 2. Jack and so we call this one strongholds. Near the back, ye teaching Simon or Paya. Near the back, near Yamia Samo Kenya. I say, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds. So MPP go to campaign platform. See a bit me add the strongholds of a voter region from NDC. It's a huge assignment. It's a huge assignment. How can you change two seats? One no Obi Wabese 30 and now 28. How can you turn it around? It's a difficult assignment. It will never happen. Probably not in our lifetime. The same thing. Send this go Jina Kumasi 40 something seats. Yeah, the 2 next year election, you'll be winning 40 now. It's a huge assignment that is highly impossible. It will never happen. It will never happen. Now, any Christopher, you Jina annoying. Now, he tells him where you say. We are not doing it through flesh and blood. But we are doing it through the mighty power, the power that resurrected Jesus Christ on the 3rd day from the grave. It is that power that tonight, this morning, we are working with. So I'm ordaining to me a man Christ so a free damremun. So I'm ordaining and as our strongholds from human point of view, it is difficult. I can't show your mouth 6 months. I can't say it be cool. They can't say I grow. And that's why The only thing that turn it around is a mighty power through God to pull down those strongholds. They can't, and yeah, go and omudi. They're turning things around from their report. It's our prayer. That is stand your grounds. I don't know if I see a bomb pie. I see a bomb pie. What a quotation means, or self one no, a buy. So oberian will come say. The Janquano, I had the Libya, de cono, a yamia, some the other coni yami to me, the other coni and quarry, the other coni yet, the other coni a and piebo. And I'll pay if I so buano. Now, bomb pie. Stand your ground.